Hey you guys, happy new moon in Virgo. It's September 17th, 2020. I know I haven't made a video in a really long time, but if you are on my Instagram, then you see updates all the time from me. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, then you can find that link in my bio here on YouTube. So every full moon and new moon, I do a group ritual. Those services can also be found on Instagram. But I've been wanting to make a video every single time full moon and new moon roll around to explain what's going on in the universe and what's happening and what we should be focusing on. But as all of my followers know on Instagram, like I never have time. So I'm gonna squeeze one in right now and just kind of go through what is happening right now for the new moon in Virgo. So what do we know about Virgos? The Virgo is the virgin, right? They are the healer. They have a lot of great traits, wonderful traits, and they have some not so great traits, just like all of us, just like every sign. But I really wanted to focus on the healing aspect of this new moon because all year we've been building up for a reason. Like all the things that have been happening, all the planets doing their thing, all the signs doing their thing, astrology doing its thing, and it's leading us up for what's going to come. We've been talking about on Instagram 2020 being the year of the Great Awakening. Having 2020 vision on what's really happening around us and in the world and globally, the government, this pandemic, all these things, all the things that we have known to be have been breaking down, and we are coming into a new era, a new way of living. But before we hit that point, we got to do all these other things. So right now, one of the big things that is happening, I mean, there's always things happening in the planets, but I just want to focus on a couple of things. Mars in Aries has been going on, it's retrograde, and that's been going on for a couple of weeks. So there's been possibly a lot of extra tension, some high emotions, maybe some being irritated, maybe people flying off the handle, maybe arguments flaring up. Maybe coworkers being a little bit more aggressive, maybe your boss being more aggressive, just fiery Mars, Aries energy around us. A lot more arguments, a lot more things happening. Patience is low. But we are in Virgo season, and the new moon is tonight, and Virgo is the healer. So this is why I thought it was very important to focus on the healing energy. On the full moon, I focused on cleansing, clearing, and releasing, and just to get rid of all the stagnant energy, the negativity, just all the stuff, all the ickiness in the way, and clear that out, because I knew I wanted to focus on healing for this new moon. And then I often feel like those are steps you need to tackle when you're on your way to manifesting more lucrative things like money, success, and materialistic things. So I like to kind of clear that path so we can open it up for good things to come to you. So let's talk about healing. Virgos have the tendency, and when we are in a season like Virgo season, Aries season, whatever astrological sign it is, we have the tendency to pick up the traits, behaviors, emotions of that sign, even though that's not our sign, because we are all made up of all the 12 zodiacs. It is in our charts somewhere. Some may be stronger than others. So Virgos are the worriers. They're like the mothers. They worry about things they don't really need to worry about. They are easily stressed out. They are the ones who will be lost in thought worrying about if, they turned off the oven or not. And it can escalate for them very rapidly. They are also tied to medicine, because healing and medicine go hand in hand. Right now, because what we're going through with the pandemic, we may start seeing more medical improvements going on, medical happenings coming to us. Maybe I think one thing that has not been touched on enough about this pandemic is taking care of ourselves with the things the earth has provided us, with what Mother Nature, going back to Virgo, the Mother Nature has provided us with all these herbs, all these foods and fruits and everything to nourish ourselves and to heal ourselves and to take care of ourselves. And that's something that has not really been a focus with this pandemic, is on how can we prevent ourselves from getting sick in natural ways with supplements, vitamins, herbs, all that stuff. So right now, that may be something you may want to focus on, is wellness, keeping yourself well, keeping yourself healthy, keeping sickness away. Right now, if you're not yet, Virgo is also associated with stomach, like the gut. They have the tendency to have stomach issues if they don't take care of themselves. So it's a good time to look into probiotics. It's a good time to look into gut health, because your gut really takes care of everything else in your body. If your gut is off, then things will all be off. So that's something you may want to look into as well, is probiotics. If you're not on them, I highly recommend them. I have gotten a lot better at taking things this past 2 years. But so back to the healing aspect. So when I do my group rituals, I ask for my clients to write a petition. A petition is something they write that states what they're wanting to happen. On my Instagram, I give a detailed example of petitions and how to write a petition and what your petition should state and how it should be stated. One of the main reasons I ask my clients to write petitions is because it's the first step in manifesting. It's the first step to get the ball rolling, because I want you to be able to physically write something down, think about it, think about what is going on that needs help, that needs to be fixed, that needs to be solved, or that you want to bring to you. Think about it. That's the first step in getting the ball rolling. Then you're going to write it. And that's kind of like putting those thoughts, putting that energy out into the universe already. I've had a lot of clients just write stuff out and send it to me, and before I even begin the work, they start seeing things happen. It works like that sometimes. So, I handwrite the petitions for them for our group ritual. So I handwrite about anywhere between 20 to 30, 35, depending on how many I take. I handwrite those. And so it can be a little overwhelming energy-wise, because I'm picking up everything that they're feeling. And this healing one, it was a little bit heavy, because this new moon ritual, I wanted to focus on healing past trauma, healing past heartache, a lot of those things that we have all been through in our lives at some point that we hold on to. Trauma, when we go through trauma, either as a child or a teenager or adult, we hold on to those fears and that feeling that we felt when something happened to us, and we hold on to it, and that hurt can manifest into many things. It can change us. It can turn us into hardened people. It can make us fear. It can bring just all kinds of feelings that aren't letting us heal or be the person that we want to be. So reading all these petitions that I received, it's very vague when people will say, I want to release past trauma, I want to release this and heartache and everything. And it's vague because that can mean anything. But what I want people to do on their own, because it's personal, but especially if you're involved in my group ritual, and even if you're not, if you're ready to start healing, to start the healing process, I want you to think about those things. And it's not easy. I know it could be triggering, but if you're ready to heal and let go of something, this is one of the steps that will help you, is write down what it was. Write down, no matter how awful or hurtful or heartbreaking, write it down. Write it down. This happened to me when I was young. This is how it made me feel. This is not what makes me who I am. I'm releasing it. And healing does not happen overnight by any means. It's not going to change anything immediately or go away tomorrow, but it opens up that process of, okay, this is what happened to me. It was bad, it was wrong, and this is how it has affected me, and this is why I do the things that I do that aren't good for me. Going back to Virgo, Virgos have the tendency to pick up bad habits. I mean, we all do. We all pick up bad habits, but they hold on to these bad habits, and it's hard to change. And it's not just Virgo; it's everybody. We all pick up some kind of bad habit. But a lot of times those cycles, those repetitive toxic cycles, or those bad habits, or those addictions, all come from a source of something that happened to us. So when we're ready to heal and release, we have to face it. And that's kind of, somebody asked me earlier today about shadow work. And that kind of touches into shadow work, is facing those things that happened and letting yourself feel it, and then understanding it. And that's really what this is really comes down to, is understanding yourself, understanding why you do the things you do, what happened that makes you do the things that you do, and figuring out how to stop doing those things that aren't positive for you, aren't positive in your life. So if there are things going on with you that you have been holding on to, that have really hurt you, whether it be childhood trauma, abuse, sexual abuse, just heartbreak. We've all been through really, really bad heartbreak. Someone doing something to you that just was soul crushing, and you're ready to just let it go. I'll give you an example. I have something that someone did to me that was just so heartbreaking, that I've never had this feeling of heartbreak before. And I'm still at a point where when I think about it, I still feel all those feelings. And that's how I know that I'm not quite there yet. I'm not quite there to fully release it. I understand it. I know what it is. I know where it came from. I accept that this happened, and I'm still in the process to get to where I need to be, where I can think about it and not feel that gut crushing, heartbreaking feeling. And it's not as bad as it was, a few months ago or a year ago, but it's getting better. Things and it's like grieving. It's like grieving, where it takes time. And when you get to that point of You can think about it, and you still feel a little bit of hurt, but it's not soul crushing anymore. You're making some big progress. So tonight, I'm going to be doing the new moon ritual, and it's going to be very similar to the one I did earlier this month for the full moon. And I'm going to be focusing on healing energy and focusing on your guys' petitions. But what I want you to do is review the petition you wrote for me. I want you to take a moment, a quiet spot, sit down, sit alone with yourself. You can do it outside, you could do it at your altar if you have one, you could do it in your room, you could do it on the floor, wherever you feel comfortable, wherever you can get some peace. It's a new moon, so we will not see the moon. The moon is there, and it's a super moon. The super moon means that the moon is closer to the earth, which makes the energy even more powerful. But even though we won't see it, it is there. It's there, and she's there, you know. So take that moment, go over your petition, feel it. And even if it was a very general petition, think about the things that you are ready to heal from. Think about the things that you're ready to end, as far as like toxic cycles and behaviors that you are not very proud of, the things that have made you feel not your best self. And sometimes we're not even aware of it. Sometimes we're not aware of our own toxic things that we do. But right now it's a good time to think about what we're ready to heal from. What is it that we need to release, let go of, feel okay about, accept it, understand it, so we can move on to the next part, so we can move forward. So yeah, so like I said, big healing energy for this new moon in Virgo. I didn't know exactly what I was going to say when I started this video. I'm kind of just jumping in like I do most things. But so yeah, so I have more work to do tonight for the ritual. I'm hoping I will start making more videos. It's always on my list of to-dos. I hope you guys are well. I wish you a happy new moon. I hope you're healthy, and I hope you find peace within yourself tonight and always. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.